A heartbreaking story emerged from Gaza, one that shook the conscience of humanity and exposed the darkest depths of cruelty faced by innocent lives. It is a story not just of war, but of silence, abandonment, and the loss of children who never even had the chance to cry for help. During a military raid, Israeli soldiers stormed Al-Nasr hospital, one of the few remaining medical facilities struggling to operate under siege. Doctors, nurses, and medical staff, already exhausted from weeks of treating the wounded with limited resources, were forced to evacuate the hospital at gunpoint. Their pleas fell on deaf ears. They begged to remain, if only long enough to safely move the most vulnerable patients, 15 premature babies lying in incubators, entirely dependent on electricity, oxygen, and human care to survive. But the soldiers showed no mercy. The medical team was ordered out immediately, leaving behind the newborns, fragile lives connected to machines that would soon fall silent. The incubators stopped working. The warmth that protected those tiny bodies faded. One by one, the babies were left alone in the darkness, without care, without comfort, and without a voice to defend them. Weeks later, when access to the hospital was finally possible, the scene inside was beyond devastating. Where there had once been hope, there was only death. The incubators stood cold and empty. All that remained of the 15 babies were small bones, silent witnesses to a crime that words struggle to describe. These children were not fighters. They were not threats. They were newborns whose only crime was being born in a place under occupation. These babies were denied the most basic human right, the right to live. They never saw their mothers' faces. They never felt a loving touch beyond the brief moments after birth. Their lives ended not because of illness alone, but because care was deliberately taken away. This tragedy exposes the brutal reality of occupation and collective punishment. Hospitals, which should be protected under international law, became battlegrounds. Medical neutrality was violated. Humanity was abandoned. And while these innocent lives faded away, the world largely remained silent, watching, issuing statements, and then moving on. The story of these 15 babies is not just about Gaza. It is about the moral failure of a world that allows such atrocities to happen without accountability. It is a cry that echoes beyond borders, demanding justice, compassion, and an end to cruelty.